Is it Changpeng Zhao? Time has somewhat blurred my memory. I only vaguely recall the world calling me CZ or the god. And in my mind, between order and chaos, there stands a digital empire I created, named Binance. I was born in Jiangsu and immigrated to Canada with my family when I was 12. Our financial situation was difficult. Then, my father lost his teaching position due to political movements, and the family had to start almost from scratch while studying in Canada to help make ends meet. I worked as a waiter in restaurants, at gas stations, and even pulled double shifts, sometimes over 10 hours in fast food places. That period made me deeply understand the weight of money and honed the resilience I would later need to face storms. After studying computer science at McGill University, I entered the core of fintech, Tokyo, New York, and even Wall Street. There I wrote countless lines of code, built high-frequency trading systems, and saw, for the first time, the indifference and rigidity of the rules in the traditional financial world. In 2005, I returned to Shanghai and founded Fusion Systems, building high-frequency trading systems for brokers. That was the first time I combined technical limits with financial markets. By 2013, I began to truly explore the crypto world. I joined Blockchain Info, serving as head of development, and later served as the CTO of OKCoin. That experience showed me that a purely digital asset exchange would not just be an architecture, it would challenge the traditional financial order. In 2014, I made an extreme decision. I sold my apartment in Shanghai and put almost all my assets into Bitcoin. While Bitcoin plummeted by more than half, many people called me crazy. But I knew some bets, if not taken, can never be won. In July 2017, I founded Binance. We raised funds through an ICO. And BNB was quickly listed, although suppressed internally after the 9 quarters ban. We had already expanded overseas. Users and traffic surged because of this. In less than a year, Binance's users surpassed 1 million. With a daily trading volume exceeding 10 billion USD, becoming an industry leader, but behind the rapid growth was the clash of regulation and reality. In September 2017, the Chinese government completely halted all ICOs and ordered exchanges to shut down. Binance was forced to move its headquarters overseas. In October 2021, I announced the cessation of trading pairs in the RMB currency and completely withdrew from the Chinese market. This was not a choice, but a result of policy pressure. Similar challenges were not limited to China in multiple countries and regions. We encountered strict scrutiny and restrictions regarding anti-money laundering, AML taxation, and compliance. Binance was ordered to rectify its operations, was expelled from some markets, and was criticized for a lack of transparency. I was not alone on the path of growth. He stood by my side from the earliest days of Binance. She is the Kodian founder and chief marketing officer, and the one who can turn complex situations into actionable plans. We had clear roles. I safeguarded the technical and product bottom line. She paved the external way, responsible for market, brand, and user communication. Many times when crisis occurred, she was on the front line dealing with the media and partners. It was her composure and efficiency that turned external noise into a controlled response. I, meanwhile, was in the back end, fixing systems and fortifying risk control. Her stability and execution allowed us to maintain our workflow in the eye of the storm. It also taught me a profound lesson. True leadership is not a solo fight, but the ability to bring the team's strength together into a solid defense line. However, the true climax of the storm occurred in November 2023. I faced an investigation by the U.S. Department of Justice for failing to effectively implement anti-money laundering measures. Finally, in November 2023, I chose to plead guilty and step down as CEO. Binance agreed to pay a fine of $4.3 billion, the largest fine in global crypto history. The following April, I was sentenced to 4 months in prison served in a minimum security facility in California. This experience was a profound setback and a moment of complete reflection. In September 2024, I was released early. In that moment, I did not rush back into the spotlight. but chose to remain low-key, rethinking the future, but destiny always pushes people back onto the stage. On the 27th of August 2025, I made my first public appearance at the Digital Asset Conference in Hong Kong. An infinite depths of emotion welled up inside me. I said, from being forced to leave to standing here again, I have been through a lot, but I have never given up my passion for this industry. A long ovation followed, and in that moment, I felt reconnected with the pulse of the entire industry. Some call me the pioneer of a new era. Others say I broke the old rules. I admit that in the process of rapid growth, I did take high-risk paths, but I have always believed the integration of technology and finance. It's an unstoppable wave of the future. Rules are not unbreakable shackles, but an order that must be reshaped and respected. Looking back. From that immigrant boy who worked in restaurants and worried about a living, to an entrepreneur with a net worth exceeding $130 billion, who once steered the world's largest cryptocurrency exchange, my journey has been full of ups and downs. Some praise me as the crypto standard bearer. Some condemn me as a system disruptor, but regardless of external evaluation, I know the value of this journey. Wealth is not the end goal. The power to change the world is the real fortune. I am still on my way.
Hi, my name is CZ.